Have you ever said, "I will start tomorrow"? Maybe you wanted to learn English, exercise, save money, or follow a dream, but instead of taking action, you waited for motivation. You waited to feel ready. You waited for the perfect time. You waited for inspiration. But what if motivation is not what you need? What if the secret to success is simply taking action, even when you do not feel like it? Today I want to share a story about a young man named Johny. His life changed when he learned one powerful lesson. Stop waiting for motivation and start taking action. Before we begin, please subscribe to the Gentle English podcast. If you enjoy learning English through simple and inspiring stories, this channel is for you. Now let's begin. Johny was a young man with many dreams. He wanted to improve his English. He wanted a better job. He wanted to become successful. Every night, he thought about his future. He imagined a better life and a better version of himself. But every morning was the same. His alarm clock rang. Johny opened his eyes and looked at the time. He knew he should wake up early and study English. He knew he should work on his goals, but he always told himself the same thing. "I'll do it tomorrow." Then he went back to sleep. Days passed. Weeks passed. Months passed. Nothing changed. Johny became frustrated. He wanted success, but he was not moving forward. One evening after work, Johny sat alone in a park. He looked tired and disappointed. An old man sitting nearby noticed him. The old man smiled and asked, "Why do you look so unhappy?" Johny sighed. "I have many goals, but I never seem to reach them. I keep waiting for motivation." The old man nodded. Then he asked a question. "What if motivation is not the problem?" Johny looked confused. "What do you mean?" The old man pointed at a bicycle near the park path. "That bicycle can only stay balanced when it moves." Johny nodded. "That's true." The old man smiled. "People are the same. Many people wait for motivation before they move, but motivation often comes after action." Johny listened carefully. The old man continued, "Successful people do not always feel motivated. They simply start." Those words stayed in Johny's mind. The next morning his alarm rang again. As usual, he wanted to stay in bed. He felt tired. His mind started making excuses. But then he remembered the old man's words. Successful people simply start. Johny decided to try something different. He told himself he would study English for only 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. That did not seem difficult. He got out of bed. He opened his English book and began reading. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Then 15. Soon he realized he wanted to keep going. For the first time he understood something important. The motivation came after he started, not before. The next day, Johny did the same thing. He promised himself 5 minutes. Then he started. Again, he studied longer than planned. Day after day, he repeated this habit. Whenever he wanted to quit, he focused on taking one small action. When he wanted to exercise, he did one push-up. When he wanted to read, he read 1 page. When he wanted to practice English, he learned 1 new word. The actions were small, but they happened every day. Slowly, Johny began to change. His English improved. His confidence grew. He felt proud of himself. A few months later, Johny met the old man again in the park. The old man smiled. "You look different." Johny laughed. "I feel different too." "What changed?" asked the old man. Johny smiled. "I stopped waiting for motivation." The old man nodded. "And what happened?" Johny answered. "I learned that action creates motivation." The old man looked pleased. "Exactly." Johny then asked, "Why do so many people wait?" The old man pointed at a small tree nearby. "When this tree was young, it did not become strong in one day. It grew a little every day." Johny looked at the tree. The old man continued, "Success works the same way. Small actions repeated every day create big results." Johny never forgot those words. He continued taking action every day. Some days were easy. Some days were difficult. Sometimes he felt motivated. Sometimes he did not. But he no longer depended on motivation. He depended on action. Months later, Johny applied for a better job. During the interview, he spoke English confidently. The interviewer was impressed. A few days later, Johny received great news. He got the job. He was excited. Not because he was lucky, but because he knew he had earned it. He remembered the days when he waited for motivation. Now he understood that success comes from daily action. Years later, people often ask Johny the same question. "How do you stay motivated?" Johny always smiled. One day, a young co-worker asked him that question. "Johny, how do you stay motivated every day?" Johny laughed. "I don't." The co-worker looked surprised. "You don't?" Johny shook his head. "No. Some days I feel motivated, and some days I don't." "Then how do you keep going?" the co-worker asked. Johny smiled. "I start before I feel ready." The co-worker listened carefully. Johny continued, "If you wait for motivation, you may wait forever, but if you take action, motivation often follows." The co-worker nodded. He finally understood, and that is the lesson of today's story. Many people spend years waiting for confidence, waiting for energy, waiting for inspiration, waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment rarely comes. The people who succeed are usually the people who start before they feel ready. Remember this: you do not need to take a giant step today. You only need one small action. One page, 1 minute, one lesson, one step forward. Small actions may seem unimportant, but over time they can completely change your life. So the next time you feel unmotivated, do not ask yourself how to find motivation. Instead, ask yourself this question: what is the smallest action I can take right now? Then take that action. Your future begins with the step you take today. Thank you for listening to the Gentle English podcast. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with a friend who needs encouragement today. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking action every day. See you in the next episode.